In San Francisco today, much excitement over the newest entry into the phone wars, the hot new kid on the block, the iPhone. Apple Computer Incorporated, which today became simply Apple Incorporated, unveiled the new device that combines a phone with its wildly popular iPod music players. And from all the oohs and ahs, you'd think the company's founder, Steve Jobs, had reinvented the wheel. So, has he? Here's ABC's Neil Karlinski.
Even through the night, the faithful were here, camping out Mac style on the streets of San Francisco with their laptops and tents, waiting for the big day like anxious children before Christmas.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Macworld 2007.
Conference attendees to the left.
This is the cult of Apple, and more specifically, the cult of Steve Jobs. The legions who've traveled the world to listen in on today's big announcement see Jobs as the tech world's savior, a man who can do no wrong.
I hope being here, he absorbs the Mac vibe.
Macworld! It's Macworld!
Each year at this conference called Macworld, Jobs works the stage as master of ceremonies.
Good morning.
They call him the Babe Ruth of Silicon Valley, from the first Macintosh computer to the iPod, home run after home run.
Today, Apple is going to reinvent the phone.
The buzz over the iPhone has been persistent for years. Phony pictures have turned up on the internet by the dozen. The real thing trumps them all. It makes calls, plays movies and music, and surfs the internet, all with the simplicity and ease of use that's become the hallmark of Apple products. When we caught up with Jobs for a rare interview, he was holding one of the few iPhones out right now.
Are you using that currently as your phone?
I haven't been able to because I can't take it out in public. I've had one at home for a while that I use in the middle of the night.
So after today you can use it?
Oh yeah, I'm going to start using it. But
Jobs says it isn't competition with other tech companies that inspired the iPhone, but a simple desire for a fresher product, one he personally would want.
No one bats 1,000. You've been called the Babe Ruth of Silicon Valley. Are you worried that you reach a point where there isn't another killer piece of hardware to come out with to wow the world?
Again, we don't worry about stuff like that. We just try to build products that we think are really wonderful and that people might want, and sometimes we're right and sometimes we're wrong, but I think we're going to hit a grand slam with this.
Analysts, even those who swear they haven't been drinking the Apple Kool-Aid, seem to think the iPhone, like the iPod, will be a blockbuster.
The real magic comes when you use your finger on that thing. You scroll lists by flicking like this, and it's like a roulette wheel. It goes stop like that. It's just so cool.
It's very clear to us that the world's going mobile, and we really believe that a device like this, which is an order of magnitude more powerful than any mobile device or any cell phone that's ever been created, and yet vastly easier to use, is the future.
We were only able to get our hands on one for exactly 2 minutes, the same phone Jobs used.
See you later.
Okay. How fast can you run?
It's small, sleek, and works without buttons. A touch-sensitive screen controls everything.
Getting a look at the new iPhone is a lot like going to see the Mona Lisa. Aside from the one Steve Jobs now carries around, there are only 2 others. They're both in glass cases surrounded by thousands of Apple lovers.
Apple has already sold more than 70 million iPods and clearly dominates digital music. But the cell phone market is bigger than music. More than 1 billion cell phones are expected to be sold worldwide this year.
Lock the cash box.
Other companies have tried to get ahead by producing their own phones that play music.
Caught me bumping Fergie on my cell phone.
But none work quite like an iPod. Apple's entry into the market is a clear shot across the bow of traditional cell phone providers.
But Apple has such a lead with this new design and this new user interface that it's going to make it really tough on the competitors.
The New York Times Pogue sums up other wireless companies' reaction in one word.
Yeah, I think the other carriers, and especially the other cell phone makers, are probably licking their chops and saying, hey, we got to get us some of that.
Only Singular will carry the phone, leading to this most feared reaction from users of other cell carriers.
My other phone's going to be really upset when I cancel my service and throw it away.
On Wall Street, the reaction was swift. Apple's stock surged while competitors, including the BlackBerry's manufacturer, were hit hard. This even as analysts are questioning whether Jobs will be caught up in the stock option backdating controversy at Apple, which led to Jobs himself being investigated, then cleared by his own company.
And we've given all of this information to the SEC, and I think things are going to be just fine.
The iPhone won't even be available until June, and it won't come cheap, $500 or $600 depending on capacity. Even so, after a day of showmanship, music, and big promises, the tech world seems to think the Babe Ruth of Silicon Valley has done it again. Consumers will decide beginning this summer. I'm Neil Karlinski for Nightline in San Francisco.
And how about again after that? Also coming soon from Apple, a device that will let you take everything that's on your computer and watch it on your TV, hitting the market next month. Now, if we can just teach the phone to make coffee, we'll be all set. When we come back, sweepstakes battle of the babies is the sign of the time.